this video we're going to install this little Stinger voltmeter. Going to hook it up to the front battery. I went and put male connectors, bullet connectors onto the end of all the wires. Okay, and then I've got my positive here, my remote, and they've both got the female, and then I've got the ground which I've just installed. There's a factory ground just below the head unit just there. I just use the same bolt, and again with the female connector. So the reason I got the male and female connectors is I'm going to be mounting it on this piece of plastic trim that goes around the gearbox. There's 2 holes just there where the previous owner must have had something mounted. So I'm just going to cover those 2 holes up. It doesn't line up properly, but it'll cover them up at least. So nothing custom, it's just going to sit there. But the reason I'm doing the male and female is if it's mounted to that, I can unplug the male and female and take this out like I do, as you can see right here. I've taken it out before. So in the future I can do that, and the voltmeter doesn't have to be unsoldered or whatever if I went and soldered it directly into the car. So I will be running a power wire right up to here, and I'm probably going to put it just in between the nut there or whatever, just a thin little red wire. I could obviously find a positive back here, just the one off the head unit or something, but I'd rather use it straight from the battery so I've got a direct source of reading rather than going through something else. Okay, so there's my positive ran there. Okay, runs through the wall, firewall, comes into the car, runs up under the steering wheel, comes over here. That's the red wire there with the end on it. Then we've got our remote, which is hooked up to the remote wire, soldered onto the remote wire there. And finally, obviously, we've got our ground. So it's all ready. I'm going to put this back together and put the head unit in, because the remote obviously doesn't work until the head unit turns on. I just drilled a hole there, which I used one of these holes, a bit bigger for the wires, as you can see, go through, and then so that'll just mount like that right there and covers up the other hole. So I've got the multimeter there hooked up to the same wire, and now we'll just turn the head unit on. So the little voltmeter's going to power up in a second. There she is. Okay, now 12.3. Now as we can see, we've got 12.38 right there, so it's actually dang close. Now I'll just turn up the bass just a little tiny bit and make sure it's on par, but otherwise it looks like it doesn't need any tuning. Just wait for it to drop. Perfect, there you go, doesn't need any tuning in. So that little yellow knob, you can just change the digit slowly. Just turn it up and down, left and right, you know what I mean? But 12.3 is exactly what it is. There you go, got this little face back on it, and I've tidied that up with the zip ties there. So I'll just tuck that behind, and if I ever need to I can just pull it back out. And then you get the idea, that just slides back down there. Obviously I've got to put the face here back on for the head unit, and that's the little install, and it's actually tuned. I'll start the car up once I put this back together, and I'll show you it working. Throw on a song here, we'll just see how bad my voltage drop is. This is with the stock alternator, big 3 upgrade is in obviously, or big 4, and 3 batteries total. And there's another battery coming, another D34, which isn't in yet. It comes back up pretty quickly because it has got a bunch of good batteries in it, but that's how bad that voltage drop is. It loses a volt. I'd like it to sit at 14 with the base hitting, especially with this amp. But once this new amp gets here, I know it's going to, even with this extra battery, I know it's going to be down in the 12s for sure, because it's a monster of an amp. So there's still going to be more coming. I will be upgrading the front battery, and obviously I will be trying to get an alternator. And coming up at some point, maybe not the next video, but they'll be saying with the DD1, while I had the head unit out, I did check where it clips at and everything, but you'll have to, and distorts and everything, you'll have to see that in another video. Same with setting the amps. So, guys, stay tuned for more. There's the Stinger voltmeter install.